I feel like we know shame when we feel it, but I'd struggle to describe it. So what would you say shame is?
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think a lot of people would struggle to define shame and kind of name it precisely. So to me, shame it's a type of emotion or affect, and it's usually called a negative self-conscious emotion. So what that means is that in every shame experience, we have an experience of self-consciousness, which means we have the sense or feeling that we can see ourselves from another person's perspective. And that other person, and that could be a real person, or it could be like an internalized person, or it could be something like God, like an ideal person. That person is judging us negatively. So if I see shame as a kind of umbrella term that captures a whole range of experiences where we feel that we are being judged negatively by another person or a group, or even by like an internal standard that we hold, and that negative judgment will compromise our sense of belonging and connection. So what that means is we worry, shame is an experience where we worry that we're going to be negatively judged, or seem to be worth less than others. So it might be that negative judgment is just simply like you're not valued as much as others. And that as a result of that, we might be rejected or not liked or ostracized or kicked out of the social group. So that's what I see shame. And for me, it's like shame is an umbrella term that covers a whole range of experiences. So it could be things like embarrassment or humiliation or mortification. Those are kind of cognate emotions that we would recognize as shame emotions. But then experiences like being disrespected, being ridiculed, being put down, being made to feel like you're not worth as much as others. So there's a whole range of experiences where you have this negative self-conscious experience where you feel like others are judging you in a particular way. That means that you're being marginalized or rejected or kind of put into the out group rather than being in the in group. So it's a huge terrain of experiences as far as I'm concerned. And like, I'm a philosopher, and in philosophy of emotion, there's a big area of research to try and like precisely define these emotion terms. So how is shame different from guilt? How is shame different from embarrassment? And I don't think there's any point. I mean, it's interesting, kind of intellectually interesting, but I think when we're thinking about how we actually experience these emotions, it can be very blurry and a lot of overlapping experiences. You can feel embarrassed and guilty at the same time, or embarrassed and shamed at the same time, or you can live with different types of shame that mean, they're experienced very differently